Hey everybody, this is a video response to Never Enough Ammo, but also the Yankee Marshal recently made a video on this subject as well. Now if you will pardon the awkward camera angle, an unusual camera angle, I'm demonstrating this to sort of prove my point, to see what you think, and to offer a little bit of perspective, visual perspective, to go along with the things that I am saying. Never Enough Ammo, as well as the Yankee Marshal, have stated clearly that they believe there is nothing at all wrong with having some bulge whenever you are concealed carrying a weapon. I, on the other hand, have taken a different point of view on that, and I would like to share my thoughts and my reasoning behind it, if I may. And what I want to do, though, I do want to preface this by saying I do not believe that Yankee Marshal or Never Enough Ammo are wrong. I am merely going to give you some of my thoughts and some considerations that I would like for you to ponder before you decide to carry in a fashion that isn't deep concealment. Now, if your state is anything like mine, which is Florida, you are supposed to be carrying concealed. That means that there needs to be nothing obtrusive. If the firearm is exposed, there's a certain amount of time that it's allowed to be exposed, or it's determined to be brandishing. And there's a subjective sort of scale to determine whether or not the amount of firearm that you were showing is appropriate or not. Now, there was recently, a couple of months ago, a case where a man had been stepping outside of his vehicle, and there's a dashboard cam of this occurring. And when he did, and he raised his arms up, the responding officer noticed the bottom of a holster and responded in a fashion that was appropriate for if a man had a gun. You know, the dude ended up getting arrested. Later on, his charges were dropped as the attorney didn't have anything that would really hold water in the dash cam and everything else. But my point is, it didn't stop the man from having to be hassled in that moment. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big deal if you bulge, and most people don't know what it is, but let's say the person who does know what that bulge is decides to give you a hard time. Let's say it's a former gun owner that is some sort of an anti-gun crusader now, and they call the cops saying, "Man with a gun." And man with a gun, they're going to respond as if there's a man with a gun. And then you're going to be just another one of those people that's on those videos being contentious towards the police. Now, if that is what you knowingly want to be, if you knowingly want to be an activist to push the whole phase of gun rights, to inoculate the general population towards firearms ownership and what's safe and isn't safe to carry when you go out in public, then by all means do so. However, if you do not wish to be such an activist, if you do not want to be one of those people that knowingly puts their head in a noose, then I would hope that you consider concealing deeply and not being an issue, flying under the radar, and, you know, don't get hassled. I don't like to be hassled. And I can't imagine any of you like to be hassled. And I sure don't like being told what to do. And don't think you won't be handcuffed and taken downtown. Because whether or not the whole thing ends up getting thrown out, you know, that wouldn't keep you from being given a ride in the back of a cop car. So just some food for thought and some stuff that I wanted to throw in there amidst all this "it's okay to bulge" and to print. All right. Y'all have a good day, and thank you for your time and for hearing me out on this. We'll see y'all later.
What are you carrying a gun for? Put it on there. Put your hands right there. Put your hands right there. I'll shoot your back. 543, code 2, single 54. Don't move. You understand what I'm telling you? Get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground!
Now, the sheriff's office is investigating if the deputy was lawful by arresting the man for having the gun in sight. Now, we don't know the driver's name, but you can hear Deputy Cox tell him his license plate tags are expired. Now, when the driver reached for his registration, that is when the deputy saw the gun and placed him under arrest. Tonight, the sheriff's office is investigating if the man's rights were violated. Meanwhile, Deputy Cox is on desk duty. Now, this investigation is ongoing, so the sheriff's office could not tell us if the driver was charged. And we're going to be bringing you any new information we find out about this as soon as it's released. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Jacqueline Ingles, ABC Action News.
Jacqueline, thank you.